Boom, 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 boom. Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Adjust my camera a little bit. Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Calvin, what it do? Carol's in the building. What it do, John House? Cowboys fan, 1973. Tyshawn, Dave Moore. How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Corey, what's going on? Thank you, brother. Raymond. Sheila. All right, we good. All right. So what y'all think about the draft? So I'm gonna get into the guys that we got. Um, just talk a little bit about where we came from last season to where we are now to what we can expect for next season. Again, everything is just speculation right now, so I'm just kind of just going for it. Bear with me, I'm a little tired, y'all, but I still had to get on here. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Carol. Appreciate that. Manster, what's going on? Fresno speaks. Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? This was an insurance draft. Yes. I agree with that. Um, Now, I believe that some of these guys could definitely be starters, not necessarily right now, but in the future. But like you said, insurance, definitely for some insurance. I'll tell you one thing. Um, we have depth, guys, and we haven't had this in a long time. You look at how we went for the last, I want to say, decade. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys, where everybody was going on Jerry Jones about he's controlling too much and involved with too much things with the team. And I then you hear the talking heads out here saying crazy stuff out of their mouth like, did we get these running backs to replace Zeke Elliott? Like what? What the hell? Like I mean, I feel like these news outlets will do anything to talk about the Cowboys just to generate revenue and for clickbait. It really sucks. Yes, Kara, I love the Jacksons pick. Both Joe and Mike. ABC 1, 2, 3. I'm telling you. um, Jose, what's going on? Do you have a? Oh, these undrafted. I want to say the majority of these draft picks that we got, with the exception of Larry Allen Jr., of course. These guys were on draft boards. Some of them were on my draft board. And I know you guys heard me talk about Mitch Hyatt. Mitch Hyatt, I had him between the sixth and seventh round, and he actually went undrafted. I'm actually surprised that he went to the Dallas. Dallas Cowboys actually got him to come there, knowing with all the offensive linemen that we have. You know, a lot of these younger guys are like, look, I want to go to a team where I could possibly start right away. Mr. Rivas, what's going on? Good draft, even some of the undrafted. Yeah, and I think some of these undrafted players are definitely practice squad worthy. They were definitely what's that guy? Wise, Daniel Wise. That was he might be something in the future. He might be a practice squad guy right now, but I could see him doing something in the future. Now, everybody, it's a lot of hearsay going on with Tristan Hill. Some people don't like him. Other people are like, okay, let's wait and see. But the reason why they made this pick at 58, out and not getting Thornhill, I wanted Swaggy D, I wanted Thornhill too. But the reason why they made the pick for Hill instead of Thornhill was for a couple of reasons as well. One, I would say this with Hill, this team hasn't valued three techs in the draft that often. You look at a lot of the guys that we had, they were either undrafted guys or they were guys that we got from other teams. Like you look at like Terrell McClain and Kerry Hyder that we have right now. You look at those guys. We've basically and Antoine Woods. We got him from the Titans. we've poached these guys off of other people's practice squads and other people's teams to come to the Cowboys. Um, and they actually fared well. Under the tutelage of Rod Marinelli, being able to get the most out of these guys, and that's what I love about that the most. Now, you look at the upside on this, and let's not forget what we did in the offseason before. Christian Covington, I really think that this guy, and I kept wondering why the Texans let him go, but I think that because they got so much depth over there. But you look at how much push that he provided for them. If you go back and look at some Texans tape on when Covington was there, he provided lanes for, and he held up blocks so Jadavian and JJ can get to the quarterback. Now, he gets that push on the inside for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, Quinn and D-Law, it's going to be a long day for opposing offenses that play against us. And it's funny because I don't want to be the guy to have to make the decisions on cut down day because we got a lot of depth right now, especially on this defensive line. And the thing about it is these guys we're going to have to cut some great players. Let's put it like that. And they're going to have to figure out how they're going to do this undrafted guys because some of these dudes got talent enough to actually make this team. So we'll see what happens with that. Randall Cobb will definitely be a good receiver. So I'm going to go position by position. Well, the most important ones that is. Now, as far as like our draft picks go, Tristan Hill, in my opinion, will definitely be a guy that we can utilize right now and going forward because he's going to be a rotational player behind both Malik Collins, and he's going to battle with Malik Collins because we know Malik Collins has he's injury prone, but he's definitely going to be right there behind him and Antoine Woods. Now, with a healthy Antoine Woods back from his shoulder injury, D-Law healing up from his injury, hopefully Taco could provide something, but that is if he makes the team, if he shows what he can do this year. Remember, we still got Dorrance Armstrong. It's a lot of guys, Kerry Hyder. I mean, it's a lot of guys that we have on this defensive line that somebody's going to be the odd man out because you can't keep everybody, unfortunately. This defense is going to be dynamic. And I've heard people say that this team is going to be no different than it was last year. It's so many things, and I'm going to go through it throughout this live stream. It's so many things that when you look at this team right now, that is totally different from last year. First of all, the biggest elephant in the room right now, Linehan. Linehan is gone. So this team knows their back is against the wall. Jerry Jones knows he's getting older, and he's allowing Stephen Jones and Will McClay to take over a lot of things. So Barbecue Woods. Remember, we were top 10 last year. Yeah, I'm telling you, and we should be top 5. One of the biggest things that stood out to me last year was this. When you look at this team and the problems that we had last year, like us getting blown out by the Indianapolis Colts, then us losing in the playoffs to the Rams. What's good, Derek? Then, Pollard's going to be good. I'm not going to say he's Alvin Kamara. I don't know why Stephen Jones said that, but he's like, but not, tendencies. But people confuse that when you say when they look at it like, oh, he's Alvin Kamara. No, he's not an Alvin Kamara. He has tendencies where if he could be, but again, you got to see him play in the NFL level. It's a whole different, ball game. Coming from, Memphis to here, it's going to be a big jump for him. Now, Cajun. Kellen Moore would definitely open this thing up. If they allow him to do him, he is going to do some things that us as fans haven't seen from the Cowboys. Now, this is the complete team that the coaches and the front office has been talking about trying to have for the longest time. You look at what we have right now. The depth is there. You look at remember when we had what was his name? Ernie Sims as a linebacker. We were piecing together guys in the mid 2000s, and like you look, and Now it's like you have this young stable of guys where the Cowboys was like, forget it. We're gonna go younger and we're gonna change the face of what we're doing right now. And you got to go for that Super Bowl because what's the biggest knock on the Cowboys? Can't get past the divisional round. Can't get to the NFC title game. We haven't done that since the mid '90s. So what's going on, Javier? I mean Javar. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, like I'm telling you, what's going on at Lucky's, Carol? Yeah, I'll be working. Um, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, your girlfriend's birthday party. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Happy birthday to her. Uh, Atlanta can't beat a healthy Cowboys. Now I'm telling you, and I love when we are quote unquote the underdog, but I don't think we're really an underdog because the talking heads and these other teams know that we have talent. They just look at us like, oh, we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot when it comes to the end of the season. One thing that we can't do going into next season is when we get to that game is get conservative, get too predictable. Now that Linehan's not here no more, there is no excuse. Will McClay has come up with a great draft and with the rest of the staff and the scouts and stuff working together on getting these players in here. We got talent. We had talent before. Now you fill those gaps. There's no excuse right now. Now, as far as Dak Prescott goes, you look at the defense as opposed to what the offense. What's going on, Chris Cantu? You look at what the defense as opposed to what the offense was doing. The defense last year was, like you said, top 10. The offense, not so much. Now, you look at pre Amari Cooper, we wasn't busting a great. We was barely making 30 points a game. Barely making, couldn't get over 21 points a game. What's going on, John Durden? And I just don't understand the conservative stuff that we were doing last year. Now, again, now that Linehan is gone, a lot of that should open up. And I hear a lot of people say that, oh, the Cowboys are not going to win a Super Bowl until Jason Garrett is ultimately fired. Now, you look at Jason Garrett right now, his back is against the wall right now. He's on his last season of his contract. Cowboys didn't re-up because they want to see what he can do. And they did a great job doing it. I'm glad that they didn't go willy-nilly and sign him another 4 years because I knew the fan base would go livid. What's going on, Miss Jackie? How you doing today? Now, it's game time, y'all. I guarantee you like this. If we don't make it at least to the NFC Championship game, I would say that Jason Garrett is gone. Thanks for the super chat, Raymond. My homie. You look at that and you're just like, okay, something's got to change. Either Jason Garrett is going to have to sit back and allow his look. The type of coaches that we have on defense. You look at Rob Marinelli. You look at Leon Lett. You look at Chris Richard. These guys right here are doing things for the defense. They are getting these guys riled up. They're in their face. We are seeing their excitement from the outside, not just them doing it behind closed doors like Jason Garrett does. And we already know how Jason Garrett gets. He has a different face to the media than he has with the team, and we've seen that on the little show or whatever. Jose, do you think we should fire Garrett mid-season? He's not doing anything. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they'll do kind of like what they did with Linehan and just wait to the end of the season because they want to make sure that he has everything. They want to make sure that he has every opportunity to redeem himself. So I think that well, let Sean Payton tell you he ain't gonna be the coach here in 2021. But whatever they do with the next coach, it is what it is. But right now, I understand that the team is still playing for Jason Garrett. I understand that his philosophy still works with this team. But again, him being conservative is not a fit for this team no longer. Because like I said, you have these defensive coaches out here being aggressive. Their mentality does not match what the offense is doing. That's why the defense is getting it. You look at the offense, and the offense is just like it's stagnant. Now, again, now that Linehan is gone, I'm really hoping that Kellen Moore could come in here and do some things. And I believe in my heart that Kellen Moore is going to do some stuff. Now, those of you that are, and I know you guys are antsy about it because we all are, don't look at preseason and be like, well, Kellen Moore ain't doing nothing in the game plan. Preseason is not a time for game planning. You don't do that. You do your game plan on that back end, but preseason is basically every team does this every year. They have a bland, easy little plan because these undrafted rookies, the draft picks, everybody's trying to make the team. It's for them. It's for them to basically look at the talent that they have and figure out who they're going to keep or who they're going to let go. That's all preseason is. It's an audition. It's not a time for the Cowboys to game plan. They're not going to be doing that. So if you don't see anything going on in the preseason, don't come in here and say, oh, well, E2, he ain't doing nothing, blah, blah. Just I had somebody say something random to me about the Pro Bowl. Seriously? You mad because Kellen Moore didn't have a game plan to Pro Bowl? Why would you have a game plan to Pro Bowl when you're coaching players that are not yours? Doesn't make sense. So then if you do something that is a Cowboy tendency, that player be like, oh, is that what the Cowboys are doing? So then they'll take it back to their team and be like, hey, this is what the Cowboys doing. So again, you don't want another team having the upper hand on what you're doing. Again, they're going to be watching enough tape on you throughout the season anyway. But you don't want to start off the season and everybody know what you're doing. Now you got to throw the whole damn playbook away and start over again. You don't want to do that. What did I miss? What coach do I see is getting next year? I really don't know, to be honest with you. I really don't. I haven't really thought that far ahead. Jay, you said you like Larry Allen Jr. Now, a lot of people keep saying that, he's too small. People, look, don't get excited too much and don't have high expectations for Larry Allen Jr. And I know that who his dad is, based off of who his dad is. What I want to do is I want to judge Larry Allen Jr. on his own merits, not what his father has done for the Cowboys in the past. Carol giving out the stripper dollars. A lot of speedy 4-3 players on this team. And you know what's funny? I look at it like this. When you look at these 4-3 guys, and we've had fast guys on this team, couldn't do anything with it. Remember when we had the receiver Deontay Thompson? He was a speedster too. Did bust a great with him. Tavon Austin, I know he got injured, but they didn't utilize him enough. And again, I can't really say what's going to happen on offense right now because it's going to look totally different next year. Because again, we're going to have a different play caller and a whole different type of play caller. You go back to Boise State when Kellen Moore was there and he was doing things for this team, for the Boise State, and having 50 wins to 2 losses and being the most winningest in college football at the time. And you look at him, yeah, you're right. It's a whole new identity right now. Stevie Mack, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Cowboys X5, you like drafting guys in the trenches and Hill McGovern. I really love McGovern. Oh my God. That McGovern pick, like when we first got it, everybody was like, why did we get an offensive lineman? I know Miss Jackie probably said the same thing. But look at it like this. McGovern is going to they drafted him solely just in case Frederick can't do it no more and he's gonna have to end his career early. McGovern can slide right in there at center because he can play. Because everybody was like, is he a guard or is he a center? Well, if you want to get technically he's a guard, but in college he's played both of them interchangeably. So it's not like how and I'm gonna get to that too because I had people keep talking about this whole cornerback safety thing and switching back and forth. It's ridiculous, like because it's a whole different type position. But what I'm saying is this: you look at McGovern. What McGovern is going to provide for you, he has the skill set right now. He's got the strength, he's got the power, he's got that push. And under these guys, under Looney, Frederick, Zach Martin, and Tyron Smith, I'm telling you, he is going to flourish in this offense. And we got depth now. You got Suafilo. You got Cam Fleming. You got guys that can hold up the fort. And everybody says Mike Weber is like Zeke. And yeah, they went to the same college, and yes, um, he was Zeke's backup when Zeke was there. Now I think that's going to help a little bit. Oh yeah, let's not forget about John Kitna, y'all. He is going to be huge for Dak Prescott this year. Connor Williams got jacked, as Mark Holmes calls him, Blue Hawk. Um, he ain't look. He already know the writing is on the wall, and he just got drafted last year, and he know. Look, I just got here. This is gonna be like my second full off season with this team. I am not going to squander my chances. I am going to keep and win and keep my spot. Now, what did Jason Garrett always say? And this is one thing I do agree with him on. What the Cowboys want to do is provide competition. You too many times in the past, players get lax. They get too comfortable and they don't play their hardest because they know that nobody's going to take their job. Now you look at it like this: ain't nobody safe right now. Anybody. Thanks for the $2, Cajun Cowboy. Shrimping been good this season, man, bruh. You've been talking about them shrimps, man. You need to bring some of them up here to Maryland, bro. I'm telling you. But they'll go bad though. I got to come down there. You said Tristan Hill is Warren Sapp. He could be. We'll see. I look at it like this. I'm loving it. From Hill to McGovern to these two running backs that we got. Now you got guys that can. They're not Zeke. They all can't do the same thing that Zeke can because they would have been first round picks if that was the case. So that's the situation with that. Now, but there are definitely guys that can hold up the fort. They can spell Zeke. They can actually play a series or two to give him a rest because again, you can't keep running. You can't keep running Zeke into the ground. That's what you cannot do this season. And we seen what happened with Zeke last year when he got his ankle twisted and he was hobbling around and limping. That's going to shorten your running back's life. Look at what the Rams are dealing with Gurley. I mean, him having he's got arthritis and all types of crazy stuff going on over there. But yeah, that's what it is. I am the sheepdog 45. Thanks for the super chat. McGovern worked into the right tackle, trade bait for comp pick. Now, everybody trying to push Lyle Collins out the door. Now, speaking of that, I know you guys see my video when I was talking about would the Raiders trade give us Carl Joseph for Lyle Collins. In my opinion, I looked at that and I was like, that could be a good trade-off. I think that would be a really good trade-off. But of course, some of the Raider fans came in there and tried to trash it, and they talking about we want a first-round pick. I was like, y'all smoking that dope. But there was some Raider. Shout out to the Raider fans. Some of the Raider fans came in. They were real helpful. They were explaining, what their situation is with the safeties. Because again, I'm not a Raiders fan, so I don't know exactly what they're doing over there. But I know they got 8 safeties. Junebug, thanks for the super chat, man. So is crawfish season. I've actually never had crawfish before. No, Victor, I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying not to forget what I'm saying. And remember, I'm not revealing anything that until it happens. So that's why I'm not talking about it. Yeah, no, I never had crawfish before. I hear you gotta suck the heads. Pause. But yeah, they look like little lobsters to me. But I just eat lobster. You know what I mean? Thanks, Victor. Joseph Sandberg. Pause. But yeah, guys, look, this offseason, I'm excited to see what these rookies could come in here and do. Look, we hated Leighton Vander Esch when he came to this team. We didn't hate him. We just didn't like the pick. But when he came to the team, he just came in and hit the ground running. I think that Tristan Hill is going to do that. And Rob Marinelli and them are no nonsense. So whatever issues that he had in college, his staff changed over, and I just guess he just bumped heads with the new people. Carol with the stripper ones. Damn it, Carol. Yeah, I got to get down to Louisiana. I've never been. That's definitely a trip that I need to take. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Appreciate it. What is this? Shit. Tell I said thanks. Tony Pollard is Lance Dunbar. I think he's a better Lance Dunbar. He's an all around Lance Dunbar. But let's just hope he doesn't get injured like Lance Dunbar. That one injury that Lance Dunbar had in that Saints game where that leg peeled back. Oh my God. And it sucked though because it was in front of his home crowd because Lance Dunbar is from down there. He got a lot of family down there. So he had a lot of family at that game and they saw him get hurt like that. And that's not cool. Dave, you said I'm a jack of all trades. I know, man. I'm a roller skater. I'm a DJ. I do it all, bro. Like I'm about to start another IG. So I know some of you guys have been inquiring about seeing me DJ, but I can't do it on the YouTube because again, they demonetize everything. I can't play the music. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start another IG page, and when I do whenever I do DJ, I will Instagram live it so you guys can hear it and see it and all that. So. No, Carol, you gotta that stuff has to be set up. Like I would have to talk to the owner and do all that. But yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Um, yeah, and I'm telling you, like, it sparked a big conversation with that whole trade thing. What I was talking about with the Raiders for the safety. Um, but the Cowboys obviously look at this like this. And I'm sorry, that's what I wanted to get to. So another reason why the Tristan Hill pick was important to the Cowboys is because the defensive guys, we know Rob Marinelli, both him and Chris Richard stood on the table and they basically said to Stephen and Jerry, and they were like, "Look here, the Joneses. Yes, we like Juan Thornhill as well, but we want Tristan Hill because, again, we all are getting our guys through free agency. We want a homegrown 3-tech, big guy that can move. He's a big guy that can move, that's athletic. Like, you don't see that too often at that defensive tackle spot. When I tell you that this team is going to provide so much push from the inside, you look at quarterbacks. What do quarterbacks do when they spin out of the pocket? That's because the defensive end is coming at them. You see what I'm saying? When you get pushed from the inside, if a quarterback is getting pushed at from the middle, he can't run or spin out the pocket like that. All he got to do is take that and just go down. What does Tom Brady do when he gets pressure up the middle? He sits the hell down. You got to sit down because there's nothing you can do. You're going to get sacked. You can't go nowhere because you're trapped because the pocket folded inward. But when you're coming off them edges and that middle is wide open and your center and your guards are blocking, he's got free range to move forward. But when you clog and that's the term I'm looking for. When you clog and contain, ain't nothing for the quarterback to do. So I look at it like this. I just look at it like this. The reason why they got him, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Now, we could talk all day about how we want a safety or wish we should have got a safety at that position, but the Cowboys looked at it like this. If my defensive front is strong, it's going to help my safeties because these defensive coaches like the safeties that they have on this team right now, and they believe that their safeties are good enough to hold up if their defensive front is doing their job. And I agree with that. I can't fault that. So what you're saying is Tristan is not a trash can full of dirt. No, he's not. He's not a trash can full. He's a guy that you would think is a trash can full of dirt because he's big, but the boy can move. And he has a high motor. And when he's got his mind to it and when he wants to do it, he's going to be disruptive. And Disruption is what we need on this. When you think of the hot boys, disruption is the word that comes on the screen. The new motto for the season for the Cowboys is driven. That's going to be on all their shirts, all their clothing, their hats, their sweatshirts. Drive. You got to have the drive and the will to win, and that's what they're harping on this year. And I'm all for it, y'all. Jackie said you watched the draft show on Will McClay was sharing his secrets, so everyone needs to watch. We have inside. Yeah, and see, I already knew a lot of that stuff because I pay attention to what his philosophy is and what he does and how he thinks. And I love Will McClay. And Will McClay I trust. That's how I put it. Donovan Wilson, I don't know how big of an impact he's going to be at the safety position because, again, these guys ain't going to unseat. I think that George Iloka is going to play much better than we think he is under the tutelage of our defensive coaches. I think that Chris Richard has something really in store for Iloka. And it's all about playing your guys in the right positions. I don't want to hear about we're going to move Byron back to safety. We're going to move Jordan Lewis. We're going to do this. Stop trying to move people. Cornerback and safety is not the same position at all. It is not the same damn position. What's going on, Corey? It's not the same position. Just because you play corner don't mean you can play safety. The whole point of the word safety is you are the last line of defense before that receiver or tight end gets to the end zone. You are the safety blanket. You got to be able to guide it. You got to be able a guy that has vision, can play in space, and sometimes be on the island by yourself. So look at it like that. When I tell you that you said Iloka in goal line defense, yeah, he's really good. He's going to be that box safety. Jose, can you get a lap dance from Carol? That's Carol's decision, bro. If that's what you want to do, if she allows you to do it, whatever. Donovan Wilson is great up front. Just try to keep him away from coverage and plays so Richard fixes his technique. Yeah, and see, that's another thing too. You look at that is how you beat Brady. But you look at it like this too. A lot of our guys in the backfield, how you fix their tendencies or the lack thereof. Everybody trashes Heath and try to say that Heath is a bad safety. Heath is not. You forget what he's done on the team. Now, I do agree with the fact that he shouldn't be a full-time starter. I think that he needs to play half the snaps on defense because the less you have him, what's going on, Dana? The less you have him on defense, the better he plays. When you have him in spot duty, I'm telling you, he comes in and makes plays. Remember, Jeff Heath has been, for many seasons, have been the leader in interceptions on this team. And that's not because you can't be a bum and do that. Like, bums don't get interceptions. Yes, he takes bad angles sometimes, but hell, did you ever think that he was just tired from playing on defense and on special? He played special teams too. Let me see y'all go out there and do all that. Everybody that trashes Heath, let me see y'all go out there and do everything that he does and do it successfully and miss a tackle and not miss a tackle. Everybody misses tackles. I don't give a damn how good you are. Leighton Vander has missed tackles. So has Jalen Smith. We know Sean Lee has too. These are great linebackers. You look at our linebacker core. Speaking of, neither one of those guys I want to head up with an offensive lineman. If they got to fight blocks, our linebacker core is not going to be good. But the reason why the Cowboys got Hill and the reason why they're providing more depth at the defensive front is because they want their linebackers to play better, they want their safeties to play better, and they want their corners to play better and be able to catch up, keep the receiver at bay. All this stuff. Oh, I'm not making excuses for Heath. I'm not. If you listen to what I'm saying, you understand that I said he's not a full-time starter. He's a guy that comes in spot duty and he plays well. He has done that. Ain't no excuses. Look at the tape. Look at the tape. The tape says it all. It's facts. I speak pure facts. Now I would pull up the tape, but I don't want to get demonetized. That's why I don't do the film breakdown. But I watch it for myself and I see everything and I diagnose. And again, I've been a Cowboy fan my whole life. I've seen this team so many different situations. I'll go back on YouTube and watch games from last season all the time. When I say that yeah, he's shaky because he's not a guy that's a full-time starter. When you got a guy that's playing 100% on defense, 100% on special teams, don't forget when Dan Bailey got hurt, when he hurt that groin for that game, he came in and kicked some field goals, and he actually made 2 or 3 of them. So I'm not gonna sit here and shit on Jeff Heath. Yeah, he does remind me of Bill Bates, just not as good. And I'm not saying Jeff Heath is a great safety, but he's solid. He's done so much for this team. Oh yeah, extra points. But he's done so much for this team, and I can't take that away from him. We waited to the playoffs that year when we played the Raiders and knocked them out when he stopped Derek Carr at the goal line and made him have a touchback, a fumble in the end zone. Let's not forget what he's done. I'm not saying that he's great. I'm just telling you that he does matter to this team. And now if we do get a safety in here that can take the role full time, I mean, if you get George Iloka, I mean, you don't have to play Jeff Heath as much. And I like Joe Jackson. I like Joe Jackson. I like Mike Jackson. I like both of those guys. Joe Jackson is huge. And I'm just trying to figure out what they're going to do. Now, as far as Joe goes, he's a defensive end. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know if he's even going to make the 53-man roster. Not because of his skill, but because of depth purposes. If Taco decides he wants to have a blowout offseason and prove to this team that he was worth the first-round pick a couple of years ago, then yeah. You said Joe Jackson was our David Irvin. I believe it. I was thinking that Tristan Hill was that, but I think he's just going to be more like I don't know. I think they're all going to have like David Irving type of Brethren with a super chat. Oh my God, a Falcons fan? NFC Championship game, Falcons Thursday. Really, dude? Really, dude? Really, dude? Really, dude? You're funny. ABC 1, 2, 3. So and it's no Darian Thompson not gonna make this team because you look at these safeties. Hey, go look at the depth chart right now, and you see Darian Thompson. Darian Thompson, I think he doesn't play well because he's not a defense. He's a special team guy. That's all he was. Oh, don't forget about CJ though. CJ, what is it? What's the boy last name? That boy is great on special teams. He's a gunner. So CJ is gonna make this team. So one of these DBs is gonna be an odd man out. And it might be Darian Thompson. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because we got enough guys on special teams. Because, you know, Kayvon Frazier plays special teams as well. Kayvon Frazier is another one of those, like, part-time, like, safeties. And he's that guy that he can be solid for you. He's not the greatest guy, but I call Kayvon, he's a mini thumper. He's a mini thumper. I think that he plays kind of like how Carl Joseph does for the Raiders. That's why I wanted Carl Joseph. But Carl Joseph is better than Kayvon is, obviously. But he reminds me of like a poor man's version of him. Stephanie said a lot of bird duty. E2, did you paint the wall behind you? Looks nice. No, this one was already painted. I painted the one that's upstairs. So there's certain walls in the house that I'm painting navy blue. So basically the scheme in my house is navy blue, charcoal gray, and white. Those are the three main colors of the house. So every door in the house is charcoal gray. So everything like my kitchen cabinets. You guys see me do videos in there. My cabinets are navy blue and white. So basically everything has a purpose. So there's even in the bedroom, there's one wall that's blue. Just like this one wall is blue, and then upstairs bedroom is one. So that's what I was doing. Can I come paint your walls? What walls you talking about? So who do you think is getting out? Oh, getting cut. I can't tell you. I can't tell you, Zach, who's gonna get cut right now because it's so much talent that we got going on right here. Only the off season will tell. And I gotta somehow get the training camp this year because this off season is gonna be lit. I can't wait to see the rookies come in and battle with each other and see. And again, these undrafted free agents had draft stock, and for whatever reason they didn't get drafted. But there was a lot of teams that had a lot of these guys on their radar. And I'm actually surprised that we got some of these guys because how much depth that we already have. You would think that why would they come to the Cowboys? Because they know a lot of them don't have no chance to make the 53-man roster. And again, Jason Garrett looking out for his own ass right now because again, this is the last year of his contract and it's do or die this season. You either get with it or you don't. That's what it's going to be like this season. Gerald, you going? God. See, training camp is always the week. The start of it is always my birthday because my birthday is August 3rd, and it's always like right that week when it starts. And I don't know. I gotta get there. Um, Zach, I think that they will make the practice squad. What going, on, Yvonne? What's going on? Chris Richard stay pumped. Yeah, I mean Chris Richard be so pumped. You be thinking he about to put the cleats on and run out there on the field too. Yeah, I like Mitch Hyatt. I had him on my mock draft. Um, I had McGovern on there too, but McGovern I thought was going to go higher. I think McGovern was a steal for the Cowboys. I tell you that because I thought that he was going to be gone. When they picked him, I was like, wow, they got their guy. I don't know about the wide receivers that they got in free agent because our wide receiver room is stacked right now. It's funny. You look at the beginning of last season, how the Joneses said, "Oh, we're just gonna go with a pick of your litter wide receiver core. It's just gonna be a free for all when it comes to it. There's gonna be no one, no two. Everybody's just gonna have their role. We're just gonna win that way." Okay, well we'll see what happens with that. Um, that's why they went and got. Well, we need to get a number one receiver. Yeah, you got rid of Dez, and you didn't have a contingency plan. You just kind of just put a bunch of people together. Now the guys that we had have the talent, but people don't understand that having that dynamic, at least one dynamic receiver on your team, it diverts the attention away. If you have a group of guys that are just average, that teams don't respect, they're not gonna respect it. So they're gonna look at it like, oh, okay. I think he will get another 1,000 yard game. I think that um, now if he doesn't, it's only because multiple players have high catch because it ain't that many balls to go around. Yeah, I knew you were looking at that, Carol. I saw Cooper in real life at the CSA show when they was right here in Virginia when I was at the CSA show. So I've seen him. I hear you, Vern, but where they gonna go though? Because you look at this receiver core. Look at to in my depth chart. When I look at this team, I look at Amari Cooper as one. I look at Michael Gallup as number two. So they're both on the outside. You got Randall Cobb starting in the slot. I know I've been working out there. I I look at it like this: you have your starters. You have your starters. Everybody else is basically a trickle down effect. Um, I want to see what Cedric Wilson can do. Dave, you said you think Cooper get 1,000 and Cobb get 700, Gallup get 700. And I had people always talking that negativity. Oh, well, y'all got Randall Cobb. He ain't going to do nothing but get injured again. I said, look here, man. I said, y'all just the negativity is just crazy. We know that Randall Cobb had injuries. And look, he spoke on that. But again, what's going on, JR? Yeah, you forgot about Ced Wilson. See, can't forget about Ced Wilson. Ced Wilson gonna come in here and be like, look, man, I had a red shirt year last year. I'm about to come in here and show y'all what it is. Michael Gallup does kind of remind me of Alvin Harper, but he's got that playmaking ability like Dez Bryant. That one ball that he caught at the top of the route, I thought Dez was back on the team. I saw him catch it. I ain't see the number. I was like, Dez? I was about to go like this. I was oh no, that's not Dez. That's not Dez. I ain't gonna lie. I miss Dez Bryant. I did. I miss Dez because again, throwing up the X and it was just the dynamic things that he did. It's just like, it is what it is. We know Dez missed Dallas, and this is always gonna be his team. But it is what it is. I thought the Saints were gonna re-sign him, but again, he looks like he's still in rehab. So. You gave him a lap dance. Are you struggling, Karen? This year, everybody thinks positive. Pray, health on the team. Send out the positive mojo. That's right, Miss Jackie. Oh no, Lex, you're good. You're good. And Cole Beasley is gonna eat his words, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now. Cole Beasley is going to eat his words. And when I tell you, have y'all seen any other receiver complaining since Cole Beasley left? I ain't heard nobody say nothing negative. That's another thing I want to talk about too. This team is all in right now. Even the players that are on 1-year deals. Tavon Austin has been. Yeah, Cole Beasley is that bitter ex-girlfriend. He will be this season. And I like Cole Beasley, but you didn't have to do all that. And I feel like he kind of just crapped in the Cowboys' face. But I'm like, the Cowboys made you who you were, brother. You were an undrafted guy. He don't have a reason to be cocky. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he's a good slot guy, but don't get cocky. The Cowboys gave you a chance. You played your whole rookie contract with them. You left in training camp and was about to quit football. The team allowed you to come back. You know they always say that don't bite the hand that feeds you. I think this is one of those situations where Cole Beasley is going to regret that. Because you're going to Buffalo, and then what? It's cold as hell up there. That's one. Two, I know they got John Brown too, but what? Sometimes when you have camaraderie with your guys, you don't leave that just because of the money. Now, if it was me personally, like a lot of people would be like, "Oh well, I'll go for the money." The money is great, but the Cowboys would have given you a contract that was not disrespectful. And I get that he won his money. He's got his third kid now. I'm not counting his pockets, but it is what it is. Alan Hearns is such a stand-up dude, such a stand-up guy. Especially after his injury last season, still kept holding on to the ball after your leg got damn near severed and twisted around. Strong dude. His mom was crying because she was there at the game. And when I say that, like, I really like this dude, the stuff that he's doing, like he went back to the high school that got shot up down there in Florida. Like he went there and he talked to some of the victims of it. And he talked to the families. Like he did a whole docu-series on it. And when I tell you that that's a stand-up guy right there. These players don't have to do that type of stuff. But when you have a platform like that, and me personally, like I feel like I'm kind of a motivational speaker type of guy. Like I'm always trying to, help other people out and raise their spirits up. Um, yes, we still have Cooper Rush. He's still the backup quarterback. Um, but it's the dynamic effect in it. The fact that they're out here and they're seeing what's going on in this world. It's a real world effect, and they're out here talking to these people, and my heart just goes out to that, because it lets you know that these guys are human just like we are. And I hope that Hearns, does make the roster. I know that he's getting paid like $6 million. Now maybe he might take a little bit of a pay cut, maybe. I don't know. Um, but I don't think they're gonna mess with it because of the simple fact that, he had that injury. So the Cowboys, they love Hearns, so they're gonna give him every opportunity to make this team. Um, I don't remember what the name of it was, Raymond. If you go on the Dallas Cowboys website, it still might be on there. If you type in just type in Alan Hearns, maybe it'll come up. It's old. It's from shoot, it's like 4 months ago now. Uh, yeah, I like Jaden Guyton, but I don't know where he's gonna go. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, we're keeping Joe Looney. Joe Looney is important to this team because he was basically Frederick's backup and he started the whole season. And with that type of resume now, the Cowboys love Looney. Hell, look at him. He's a silly guy. You want a guy like that in your locker room. And just the camaraderie that's going on with this team, Dak, Zeke and all them, the receivers, they're going down there to Duke and playing basketball with each other. Then Marcus Lawrence was there because you could hear him in the video talking. And I mean, the position groups are crossing position groups. It's not just a segregated type of thing where it's like the quarterbacks are here, the wide receivers are here, the running backs are here, the defensive guys are here. No, they're all mingling and hanging out with each other. If you follow these guys on Twitter, they go to each other's houses. Joe Looney playing Joe Looney, Joe Looney playing video games with these guys. And I'm telling you, like, I love to see what they're doing. Dak Prescott said, "Hey, these ain't my coworkers. These are my brothers, and we are going to battle." And I love it. I love it. You think McGovern is a better center, though? Perfect, because again, he can literally play that spot if Travis Frederick is not here anymore, and if sometime in the future if we lose Joe Looney. But I'm pretty sure we'll lose Lyle before we lose Looney. Um, Lyle has is it I want to see what they're going to do with the offensive line. Are they going to keep it the exact same way, or they're going to kick Lyle in? I know Lyle keeps saying that he doesn't want to play the guard. He wants to stay at that tackle. And I think because tackles make more than guards, so I think that's the reason why he wants to stay out there. Yes, Master, they are a band of brothers, and these guys are on it. They are every day. They are here fighting for each other. Yeah, and see, I don't know what they're going to do with the backup quarterbacks because for whatever reason, last offseason, they didn't do that well. And they're going to give Mike White one more chance to figure out whether they want to keep him as a backup. Because what's going to happen is you might can only the way this roster is going to hold out. They're going to want to keep a lot of these defensive guys, so they might not keep three quarterbacks. They might just have two and one on the practice squad. Yeah, Stephanie. The right kind of guys. That's what Jason Garrett wants, and these are the guys. What the hell is with the spam on here? Sign Sue. I don't want Sue. I don't want Sue. We don't have no space for him now. We are stacked right now at the defensive position. Like I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it. And another thing too, um, they gotta take the training wheels off of Dak. And it starts this season. It starts this season. If Dak Prescott is your franchise quarterback, this is his team now. It's no longer Tony Romo's. You have to make things make sense for him. You have to make things make sense for Zeke and how they run this offense as a whole. Dak Prescott has to be able to voice his opinion because, again, when Linehan was here, Dak didn't have no opinion. He couldn't say anything. It was almost like he was a backup quarterback playing starting at the position. But when you're a starting quarterback and that's your job, oh, you damn sure better be able to have a voice in that quarterback room. And I think that he definitely is going to love Kellen Moore being his OC because of the simple fact that Kellen's going to listen to him. They're going to talk about some things, and they're going to get the receivers in there because Amari Cooper is going to come in by, yo, let's try this game. And I guarantee you guys are going to see a much better Dak this season. Power 4, year 4, number 4. Let's get it, Dak. And when and all the criticism that he gets, I don't get it. I don't get it because I don't know many, if any, quarterback that started day one that has done what he's done what he's done. It's rare. And that quarterback position is not an easy position to play. You are the leader of your team. You have to know every single play. You have to know the line calls. Now, it did help much more when he had Travis Frederick there because Travis Frederick made the line calls. But if this is Dak's team, if he is your starting quarterback, if he is your franchise quarterback, if you're going to pay him between $28 to $30 million a year, which I agree with, let the man have his team. Let this be Dak Prescott's team. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, we got to pump the brakes. Nah, damn that. We're not pumping no brakes. The brakes are off. The training wheels are off. He is out here doing the damn thing, and that's what it is, y'all. What is my autocorrect doing? I hate autocorrect. Yeah, McClay loves. Everybody loves Pollard. Everybody loves Pollard. And Pollard, again, when you talk about special teams, you talk about a guy that on kickoff returns. I don't know what's going to happen with Tavon. It's going to be a battle between Pollard and Tavon because I'm going to tell you right now, Tavon's fast, though. And I like Tavon, and I like what he brings to the table. And I love the fact that you hear Tavon talk. He loves being a Dallas Cowboy. When he got traded from the Rams, it was – you said Tavon gone? Damn, bro. Damn, he gone. Yeah, no Dink and Dak this year. Because again, allow him to throw the ball deep. Dak can throw the ball. Allow him to do it. Let him open that damn thing up. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, he will use his legs more. That when I tell you that RPO, that's what Kellen Moore was big with when he was at Boise State. That shotgun, that wildcat, like all of that plays right into Dak Prescott. That's why I say that it's going to be better. Pollard runs a 4.35. He's bigger, stronger. Watch his film. No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I still like Tavon as well. And Tavon loves his team, man. I love him. But if he can't stay healthy, well, we know that that's why he's on a 1 year. He's on a 1 year deal? Yes, I know the Cowboys will pay Ezekiel Elliott. The fact of the matter that somebody had the audacity to say that they were getting rid of Zeke, that's stupid. That's stupid. Why would you do that? They are not Zeke's replacements. They are there to make it a little easier on him. So he's still going to eat, but he's not going to have that burden. You don't want to see the Zeke Elliott that's limping off the field in between plays. You don't want to see that. Brett Favre made a career out of dink and dunk, and were called checkdowns. Yeah, that's what they were called back then. But of course, with Dak Prescott, they're going to call dink and dunk Dak, and All this other crap. Yeah, Miss Jackie, where would Dez play? As much as I love Dez Bryant, there's no spot for him. If Dez came back, just say hypothetically, if Dez came back right now, he would be the fourth receiver. You know Dez ain't going for that. And the floors, I was just getting ready to say that. When he does retire, he will definitely retire as a Cowboy. That is his that Cowboys are his team. He's got it tatted on him. He loves the Cowboys. Oh, they are definitely giving Zeke the bag. He is going to get paid. But you don't have to do it right now. They already gave him his fifth year option. You don't have to do it right now. We're going to have $80+ million in cap space next year. You don't need to do it right now. You sign Zeke next year. You sign these cornerbacks next year, and Byron Jones. You get that stuff done. And I think that they're probably going to sign Dak this season, probably around training camp. They're going to do the same thing with Zach, like I said Zach. God damn. They're going to do the same thing with Dak like they did Zach Martin when they paid him in training camp. He came pulled up at training camp, and they dropped that Brinks truck. That's what they did. John Kitna is the bridge. So like when he was here, said yes, John Kitna is going to be a great quarterbacks coach for Dak Prescott. When I saw that they hired him, I was in there like this. Not the Jason Garrett clap. I was really freaking clapping. Yeah, Chris. They better let Dak be Dak, because if they don't let Dak be Dak, guess who gone? Ray Jason Garrett. He gonna be gone. Him gone. You said what about Jalen? Jalen who? Jalen Smith? Jalen good. Oh, Jalen will get signed next year too. Oh, they're not gonna go nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. The Eagles picked up Wentz fifth year option. Oh, I'm waiting for somebody. I'm waiting for Raymond to come in here with the handicap sign for Wentz. we're gonna get a bunch of compensatory picks in 2020, I believe. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're gonna get one. I kind of want Cole Beasley to go off. Not on us though. Not on us, because we played them on Thanksgiving. I want Cole Beasley to have a good year because I want that compensatory pick for him. Who else did we lose? Yeah, John Kidner was already coaching. He was doing a bunch of other stuff like, yeah, he was injured, but it still counts on his rookie deal though, Miss Jackie. So his contract would actually be up next year. Um, but they already said that they're going to sign Jalen. Jalen's not even going to be. They're going to do that. There's no doubt about it. E2, why is Jamil Shower still on the roster as a safety? We can use that spot for someone else that can contribute. You know what's funny, Eric? And I'm glad that you brought that up because I forgot all about that. I don't know why the hell they even moved him from a quarterback to a safety in the first place, because I feel like they didn't give him a chance. He was a raw guy at quarterback like Dak Prescott was. Now, we know he's not better than Dak Prescott, but what I'm saying is he was a raw guy like him. I feel like if he was with a better team that know how to establish coaches, I mean, they know how to coach quarterbacks, which is crazy because all these damn former quarterbacks we have as coaches on this team, and can't nobody figure out how to make a quarterback better. It's crazy. It's really asinine to me. But yeah, they at this point they don't have no reason to keep Jamil Showers anymore. He's not going to be a great safety. He's never played safety before. He was a quarterback. Why the hell would you? I see. That's the thing that irritates me about this staff. It's like, well, we don't. And poor Jamil, like you just kind of ruined his career. I feel like they ruined his career with that one. You can't tell somebody to play a certain position at the pro level that they never even touched before. Where's Quincy Carter? I don't know. He old. Why'd you bring him up? Jason Witten can teach Rico if they keep Rico. I don't know what they're gonna do with Rico. Oh, Quinn. Oh, ain't nobody talking about Quinn. I'm telling you, Quinn is gonna come out here and ooh, these ends. When I tell you, it's gonna be hell on opposing quarterbacks. And this is a good year too because it looks like the division is getting younger at quarterback. You got Daniel Jones. I don't even know who the hell that is. So the Giants got Daniel Jones. I feel like they just drafted another Eli because he's gonna be throwing picks all day. And then the Redskins got Dwayne Haskins. Now, yeah, Dr. Quinn medicine, yes. Daniel Jones, who? um, did y'all hear about Dwayne Haskins? So apparently he's keeping his college number, which happens to be the same number as Joe Theismann. So there was a fan that went on the local Redskins radio station and just gave him the business about how he should not be wearing Joe Theismann's number. First of all, Dwayne Haskins asked Joe Theismann personally on a phone call, and Joe Theismann was like, I give you my blessings to wear my number. You already know my take on this. If a legend allows you to wear their number, what's the problem? What are you arguing about? Who gives a damn about a number? Just go out there and play the game. Same thing with Tony Dorsett. Everybody is in a pickle because he allowed Awuzie to have his number. Now Jackson has it. But whether he keeps it, I don't know. But Emmitt Smith ain't giving up 22. That's why Ezekiel Elliott's not number 22. He's number 21. But ain't nobody got Troy Aikman's number. I don't think anybody's had Troy Aikman's number since Troy Aikman. But I look at it like this: if that particular legend allows you to wear their number, I'm not mad about that. I'm not going to have that argument. I don't care. No, the numbers are not copyrighted. It's just that people put too much value into, oh, this guy won. And I understand Joe Theismann won the first Super Bowl with the Redskins or whatever. And in Virginia, he has his own restaurant in Virginia called Joe Theismann. And actually pretty good food though. I've been there. Yeah, I had to cross enemy territories going there, but it's all good. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and yes, Joe Theismann was the MVP, but Joe Theismann gave him his blessings and he allowed Haskins to have the number. I don't have a problem with that. Right, it's a respected gesture. Of course, you're gonna ask them. You're not just gonna go, "Oh yeah, the numbers are open, so I'm gonna take it." It's just like when Jason Witten decides he finally wants to go. Whoever gets that number 82, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to ask Jason Witten for it too. Whatever tight end that comes in after him. So, but they kept it open because they kind of figured that he was gonna come back. So I think that's why that they didn't do that. But I just look at it like this: we put stock into the wrong things. Carol with the stripper ones again. I don't. Oh, you're leaving. Have a good evening. You just putting stock into the wrong thing, and I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Donovan Wilson, they like him. He's a ball hawk. Michael Jackson is a ball hawk. You go back and look at Miami tape, that boy was getting interceptions. So we'll see. But again, at the pro level, you can't take a lot of those chances in the pro level because you miss it and that receiver then took it to the house. So they're just gonna have to calm him down a little bit and let him play with a little bit more. Think about what he's doing before he does it. Flores, what you want to be a moderator too? Is that what you're asking? Damn, Stephanie was like, damn that. Oh, you guys are hilarious in here. I love y'all though. I swear I do. Wentz, Haskins, Jones, Case Keenum ain't got nothing on Dak. Dak runs the East 13. Well, it'd be 13-3. But, yeah. Yeah, Wilson was a great pick. But some of these guys definitely have to. They gotta. There's some development that needs to happen with some of these guys. But we'll see how they do in the offseason. I'm gonna withhold my judgment on a lot. Um, the Raiders think that they got the gold mine with Abram, but we'll see. Tamir, yeah, Tamir deleted that joint. Delete that, y'all going hard in this joint. Haskins was mad about the draft. He wanted to be a Giant. Well, see, he did want to be a Giant, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: for the next 10 years, he's gonna be crushing the Giants, and he's gonna make them wish that they would have got him. Now, I'm not gonna go with the race card, but I mean, I think some of that. There's no. You look at Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins. There's no other way that you're gonna tell me that. What other reason do you have that you wanted to take this guy over that guy? And then the Giants, Gettleman actually thought that one of the teams ahead of him was going to pick Daniel Jones before them. Really? What kind of dope are you on? Oh my God. Oh no, I'm not sleeping on Wilson. Oh, you're welcome, Ms. J. You said Abram is weak in coverage. Well, we'll see. I know what the Cowboys are going to do though. They're gonna look at Taylor Rapp and they're going to look at Juan Thornhill, their rookie year, and they're going to bounce that off of what Tristan Hill does with us. But I think that they picked the right thing. Now, like, when I think about the situation, your defensive front makes your secondary look better. And if you have a safety doesn't make a defensive lineman better, but a defensive lineman makes a safety better. Think about it. Think about it. You got those guys rushing and they're flustering the hell out of the quarterback and he can't get the ball off. Yeah, Gettleman is done. He can't get the ball off. And those safeties in coverage, it helps them in coverage. And it helps the cornerbacks as well. And we got a pretty decent backfield. It's not like our guys suck. They don't suck. We got a bunch of solid guys. We don't have an Earl Thomas back there because the damn Ravens got him. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Still love my team. I don't sleep on none of these guys. I do want to see. I withhold a lot of judgment because I want to see what they can do. Because again, you get the talking heads start. I'm not that guy to sit here and rant and rave about a lot of stuff until I see some production. You know what I mean? I'll be optimistic about it. I'll say, oh, I think that they're going to do something, or I think that this is going to be this based off of what they did in college. But again, what you do in college is not always what you're going to do in the NFL because you're going to get better. And it takes time. Even look at defensive pass rushers. Look at Lawrence. It took Lawrence a couple of years to break out too. He has some issues, but he is finally that war daddy that we need on this team. For the first time in a long time, the Cowboys have depth. They have a solid team. Black quarterbacks get treated bad. Yeah, I hate to use the race card. I really do, but there's no other. What's going on, them boys? There's no other way around it. You pick Daniel Jones over Haskins, and Haskins clearly has proven that he can get it done. Mm-mm-mm. And see, that's what Stephen A. Smith says. Cowboys are an accident waiting to happen, but we can't be an accident waiting to happen because we got to kick it into another gear when we get to the playoffs. We got to get past the division round. We got to get that curse off of us. And I know that Michael Anthony Fitness and Mark, they're superstitious. Oh, let's lose the first game of the season because that means we're going to the playoffs. No. I'm not wishing us to lose any damn game. If you could go out there and win the game, play your hardest and win that game. Because it's not about no damn superstition. It's about whether you show up to play or not. You bring your A game, you get your ass out there, and you go to work. You punch the opposing person in the mouth, and you keep it moving. That's it. Good team, bad head coach. I'm not gonna say he's a bad head coach. He's just too conservative. That's what it is. His methodology is not. It doesn't go with this young team. He'd be a great coach for like an older roster, like for a team that has an old quarterback and you know old grizzled veterans all over the place. But the Cowboys are now all of a sudden a young team. Jason Witten and LP Ladouceur are the oldest people on this team. So look at it like that, yo. What makes our coach bad? Looks like the Lions had several bad coaches. They did. They sure did, Miss Jackie. Now I don't agree with a lot of things that Jason Garrett. I'm not gonna say that he's bad. He's not a bad coach. He's not a bad coach at all. It's just that I just don't think that the way that the Cowboys are moving, Jason Garrett is not what we need going further. And I think that this year is going to tell it all. Watch this team make it to the damn NFC Championship game, and we already know that week we're going to be sitting here like, well, Jason Garrett kept his job. It seemed like every time his back is against the wall, he finds a way to figure it out and win. It's crazy. Skip Bailey speak on black players in the NFL. I just one thing about our team, and I've heard somebody on Twitter talk about that. Oh, the Cowboys are too Hollywood to win a Super Bowl and this and that, blah 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 blah. I look at it like this: this team is it's like a mom and pop company. It has a feel of a mom and pop, but it's a big corporation. So owner, GM, whatever. I think that Will McClay needs to officially be the GM. Because they're not going to fire him anyway. What's going on, Cooker? His formula is old school, and he leaves us to win another team. Yeah, he go to Giants. He could do that. But I think we need a younger coach. We need a coach we need an offensive type of coach that has the same raw type of nasty grit that Chris Richard has. Because I feel like if you have that, it's going to be beneficial to your team, and the wins would just start pouring in. It's like a slit wrist, no bandage. It's just going to start flowing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm loving about that. Um, and we know, and we didn't need, and as much as I saw some of those receivers like Debo Samuel and Andy Isabella and stuff like that, like we didn't need a wide receiver at the beginning of a round like that. That's not what we needed. So that's why wish them well on their teams, but we good. Sean McVay meets Bill Parcells. Yes, the young nasty take chance of a Sean McVay and the no nonsense get your ass to work of Bill Parcells. That's perfect, Stephanie. Shannon Sharp always got something negative to say. I don't listen to nothing Shannon Sharp says. He was a Bronco and a Raven. I don't care nothing about it. He don't like the Cowboys. Randall Harris, what's going on? I think Chris Richard is a person in line to become the next head coach. He could be. Now, but the only problem about Chris Richard becoming a head coach, what does that mean for his secondary? What does that mean for the defense? He won't be able to concentrate solely on the defense. So I kind of still want him to be there. Yeah, Floyd, he does it off of ratings, but that's bull, man. I don't care. I love my Dallas Cowboys, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. That's like me sitting here talking about the Eagles or a team that somebody's going to clickbait for. I don't give a damn. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream for a minute. Anybody got any last things they want to say tonight? I hope I clarify some things for you tonight. If anything makes sense, but just look at it like this: what we got going on with this off season, it's Yeah, you're right, Miss Jackie. It is negative enough without having Skip Bayless. Um, yeah, they need to execute their plan to win. This year, I'm telling you, no more conservative. This is the thing. No more being conservative. No more being predictable. Allow Kellen Moore to be Kellen Moore. More importantly, allow Dak Prescott to be Dak Prescott. Allow Dak Prescott to come out there, play his game, get comfortable, give him many options on offense. You're going to see a much better Dak Prescott. You're going to see a better receiver core. You're going to see a better Zeke Elliott. Everybody's going to eat. This defense is going to eat quarterbacks all day. So that's what I like, and that's where I'm at with that. Appreciate y'all, Raymond, Jackie, Stephanie, Tamira, Victor, Miss Jackie. Love y'all. Thanks again for coming through the live stream. I appreciate you guys supporting me. It means everything to me. It really does. Um, Again, week two, I'm helping Mark out with this the tailgate for week two at FedEx Stadium. It's going to be huge. Hopefully, you guys come out. We'll definitely be there. And Master, you already know I keep it real, bro. Shout out to Miss Sheila and everybody. Y'all have a good night, y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good evening.